The internet is mad that Costco is selling fake bananas. Watch.
That she opened the banana, that she thinks that these are not real bananas.
So they got this banana from Costco, and as you can see, that is an unusual bend for breakage on a banana that should have broken already. And people are starting to suspect that this is a fake banana. This happened on April 16th. I just did a video called "The Internet is Mad at Sam's Club for Selling Fake Fruit" 2 days ago. And what everybody's speculating between these two videos is this.
Juicy sizzling steak, made by computer.
That's right, they believe that if they can 3D print meat, they can 3D print watermelons and bananas. And that both Sam's Club and Costco are selling these fake fruits. But what do you guys think about the situation? Do you think that Sam's Club and Costco are selling fake fruits to save on price? Let me know in the comments. Like, share, and follow, and this is your Bald News Backup.
When it pulls, it's like it's glue.
I came across these videos on fake fruit just yesterday, and when I saw it, I was absolutely blown away. I mean, yes, we all have known that the Bill Gates Foundation, Monsanto, have been messing with the food and messing with the seeds, but to actually see it and see how people are like literally dealing with rubber food is something else. But we've known this thing for a while when it comes to the West, that this has been the agenda that has been happening for such a long time. But what's recently come up to light is that this is not just something that is happening here, but it's actually happening over in Africa, specifically in Zimbabwe. And so I want to share a video with you all so that you can see that. But before I do, I just want to say that especially today, considering it is Juneteenth, and this is the day that we as so-called African Americans recognize that our ancestors were set free from chattel slavery, and we are celebrating that moment, that we have tried to tell our continental brothers and sisters for the longest time about the colonization that has taken place because of Western rulership and Western power. And they've ignored us. By and large, they have ignored us. They have not listened to us, try to give them warning after warning after warning that these people are not intending good for them. But I'm going to share with you all this video so that you can get an understanding of just how devastating what is happening over in Zimbabwe is to the local community. And so we need to learn the importance of growing our own food. We need to learn the importance of being able to detect which is actually good seeds versus the seeds that do not allow for reproduction. So we need to be more aware as a people of what's going on, whether we're in the diaspora or on the continent, and so that we can reject these organizations, these corporations that are coming in to destroy our food.
So here is the problem. Many Zimbabweans think that Zimbabwe is not able to produce food now because of the drought and because farms were taken from white farmers and given to black farmers. That is not the truth. The truth is Zimbabweans are failing to produce because it used to cost a Zimbabwean farmer, a small-scale black farmer in Zimbabwe, 0 cents and just labor to produce a hectare of food. But today, these Zimbabwean farmers were persuaded by companies like Seedco to get rid of their traditional seeds that used to be able to reproduce, and they were given these hybrids that do not reproduce or that continue to have reducing reproduction until they stop reproducing. Now the Zimbabwean farmer doesn't have that seed that can reproduce, so every season the Zimbabwean farmer must go and buy new seeds. And these hybrids do not just grow, but they need fertilizers and chemicals to make them grow. So the Zimbabwean farmer must buy new seeds every season, fertilizer and pesticides to protect these hybrids. So now to produce a hectare in a village costs a farmer nothing less than $250 to buy the seeds together with the fertilizer for him to grow the food. This is a problem that is causing Zimbabwe to lose its food self-sufficiency. And the problem is that all the PhD graduates, master's degree graduates, and graduates that are teaching our people how to farm in Zimbabwe come from an education system created by the very same organizations in America that are selling these hybrid seeds and chemicals. So that's why we are in a cycle where we continue to produce food unsustainably in Zimbabwe, listening to graduates. Right now, the permanent secretary of agriculture in Zimbabwe, I think his name is John Basera, came from this company called Seedco that is owned by Lima Grain of France, while Lima Grain of France is owned by Monsanto, the American company that is the biggest producer of GMOs and chemicals that are used in farming. These very same organizations work with an institution in which Strive Masiwa was the chairman, that is called AGRA, that belongs to the Rockefeller Foundation, together with Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, to control food in the world and to ensure that Africa comes into food colonialism. This institution was started by Kofi Annan so that they could get the trust of Africans to control African food and to put Africa into food colonization. The main reason I speak against Strive Masiwa is because he is bringing food colonialism to Africa through these GMOs, hybrids, and all this that they call agricultural technology of chemicals that destroys our soils and destroys Africa's ability to reproduce food. These are the things that we are supposed to start talking about when we are talking about emancipation of Africa and economic emancipation of Africans. There is no independence in Africa if your food is controlled by the Americans, the Swiss, and the Germans. Pass this message to every African. Make them understand that it is important to maintain traditional seeds. It is important to eat only food that has got seeds so that you have the ability to reproduce your food. There is no other bigger message about.
We can no longer afford collectively to be at war with one another, because at the end of the day, we are all a target. We are being targeted from the air, the sea, the water, the soil, the seeds. Everything is targeting us for elimination. These are tactics to subdue us. These are tactics to keep us mentally subdued, physically subdued, so that we cannot uprise. So that is why we must lean into who we are in the spirit. We must lean into our lineage in terms of being true Yasharel and separating ourselves, living a set apart life, observing Yah's commands, and praying over our food. Yes, we want to be able to detect when food that is being, or so-called food that's being given to us, whether or not it is legitimate, but we also want to pray over our food to cancel out any of the ill effects that it would try to put into our body, because Yahusha said that we will take up poisons and we will not be harmed. So there are going to be times when we are eating things that we are not fully sure whether or not they are seed-bearing fruit or they are legitimate food. And so we have to be prayerful over our food so that the Most High can remove all impurities from that which is being put on our plate. But let me know what you think in the comment section below about what's going over in Zimbabwe, as well as other parts of Africa. We look to Africa oftentimes because it has so much wealth and resources, including natural food. But as we see, what's going on right now is that they are doing a takeover over that. But let me know what you think, as well as like, share, and subscribe if you have not already done so. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you can get my latest updates. Well, thank you so much for your support and your contribution. And as always, and until next time, Yah bless.